from Squier. Squier, one of our great friends from a great company, Simplifi. And Casey's actually beaming in from the far reaches of the universe. So he's going to be coming in via Zoom. Casey's the Senior Director of Sales for Simplifi, and they do a lot with this. They sponsor several of our events throughout the years, as well as you might see them gracing the pages of a lot of the Media Post publications. Casey, let's pull you in and see if you're there. Are you out there, my friend?
I am here. Can you see me? Can you see my can you see my screenshot? I feel like I have to start with Drake because all good presentations start with Drake.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like you're a supply chain warehouse or something. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, you're in the office there. Okay.
I'm in the office. I'm in our headquarters in Fort Worth, but this is a picture of Drake watching CTV because the future is CTV and everybody's watching it these days, which is what I'm going to talk about and why it's relevant in the QSR space today.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, it looks good. Your presentation's ready to rock and roll, and I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks for being here, though. We're glad you're here.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. This is short, everyone. I just want to highlight what we're seeing across the QSR space in regards to CTV advertising and the analytics that are really driving some of that huge budget and the adoption. So first off, who is Simplifi? We are a growing company and been around 11 years, recently acquired Advantage Management Software. So we play on the side of the agency management side, as well as our core business, the DSP. And what makes us different is that we are a DSP and a DMP with the ability to look into data segments and actually identify those individual pieces of data that are driving results. And that's what's been so successful with our company over the last 11 years. In terms of the QSR space, I know everybody in the audience is within this space, so I want to make sure this is relevant and let you know that about 10%, anywhere from 5 to 10% of all the brands we work with are actually specific to the QSR space. So this is in regards to everybody in the room, and the data that I'm going to present is specific to all of those advertisers, some 4,100 of them that are currently running with us right now. 4 trends that we're focusing on within our company are the continued changes to privacy, the linear TV budgets following CTV, the broader adoption of performance advertising, and then the need for a more efficient workflow, especially at an agency level. Big opportunities. What I'm going to focus in on first is identification and privacy, because this is one of the big things that's happening in order to leverage connected television today and really take what the promise of linear was and move it into the digital landscape. That first means that all of this bad news that's been around, the iOS updates, first party data, programmatic is done, it's all doom and gloom. I know that because I see it every single day. I read the clickbait online. The reality is, if you're in a programmatic space that is agnostic to just working with apps and really agnostic to all of these other vertical type partners and solutions, you're really in a good place. And the results continue to show that for us and others in the industry. We saw this happening way back 2015 and 16. And on the left-hand side, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback with this slide, specifically because it goes over all of the changes that have happened in this industry, whether it's Google announcements, CCPA, CPRA. And then on the right is the actions that we've taken in advance of those to assure that our advertisers are still acquiring all the data that we need in order to optimize each of those campaigns. And what that leads up to is something that technology groups and sophisticated folks in the programmatic space have built, which is a unified identity graph. So being able to identify multiple different third parties, whether it's TapAd, whether it's GPS, whether it's UID 2.0, pulling those all together and really making a meta graph is what's powering our availability to not only identify the right person in their home on that connected television to get Drake, but also follow Drake into the local Del Taco to make sure he gets a double Del, which is one of my favorites out there. So we're able to do that. And this is actually a big piece of why we're not worried about the news. We're not worried about the news because in spite of all the clickbait that you're reading out there, we're actually seeing an increase in match rates. That means that when you place media with us, whether that's connected television, a mobile ad, a display ad, an audio ad, an ad on Hulu, we're still going to be able to identify that person on their cell phone. And in fact, 80% of our users who we serve an ad to, we actually match them on 2 devices. So that means that we've got you on the cell phone, we've got you on the connected TV, and we can identify if you're being exposed to an ad and whether you're walking into your location or if you are going into their site, into their shopping cart, ordering something for delivery. Now, the second thing that we're focused on and is really relevant here with the QSR space is that linear budgets are following connected TV. This slide is replicated many times over, and it says what everybody else is likely telling you, which is you need to take a look at your linear budget, and you need to transition it to connected television, or you need to look at your digital budget and make sure it's integrated because the adoption is growing at exponential rates. And on our platform, this is the snapshot of CTV campaigns, again, in the QSR space that we're seeing on a daily basis. So you can just see a hockey stick type growth live in our campaigns. And this represents everybody from, your local fast food restaurant that maybe has 1 location or 2 locations to, the McDonald's that are running through our platform, either through us directly, working with them or working through one of our reseller partners. And the reason why they're coming to us and the reason why we're seeing that growth across connected TV is because we're able to go to all of those folks and tell them, hey, not only can you run connected TV, but we can attribute the value of that television ad and what it's driving for the foot traffic or sales on your site, because we're looking at both their online and offline conversions. If I look at our CTV QSR geofence visits over the last year, you're going to see this growth, right? This is utilizing our geofence technology. We're able to identify foot traffic trends through our DMP and DSP. And this is folks that activated foot traffic after giving us CTV ads in a certain location. So we're able to go back and say, hey, when everybody got out of COVID and everybody, was vaccinated, look what happened. March, April, May, June, all the way through the summer, you really saw pickup in folks being exposed to commercials for your local QSR and walking into your location. And so you can dedicate more budget to the right places, and maybe it's the right locations that are really driving that foot traffic. If I look at this by state, because we know that everything varies by location, especially when you're local at a restaurant level. If I just look at the QSR visits by state from connected television on our platform, you can see in the gray at the very top, that's Texas, right? No surprise here. Everybody was out and about in Texas, exposed to TV commercials, visiting their local restaurant. If you look in the blue, right below that, that's Florida, right? This is a lot of what we could assume, but we're able to track that. What's more interesting is seeing things like New York in the red there. A slow pickup, but we're seeing it more and more and more throughout the summer. So you're seeing people get out of COVID, you're seeing people exposed to these ads and putting together budgets to monitor this foot traffic into their local restaurants, which is really powerful. And these types of foot traffic estimates and traffic help dictate the budgets that national franchisors are coming to us and asking us how they break down budgets per location based on how comfortable people are with going into your locations. A quick review of a case study. The proof is in the pudding. What does this look like? Well, we took a large agency who is managing a national fast food chain of over 2,100 locations across 43 markets, and took their budget for about 10 weeks across OTT and CTV. What we're able to do is identify at a household level all the individual homes who are qualified to receive these ads. And then we're optimizing at a household level to put ads in front of the right folks at the right time to then track that foot traffic into these restaurant locations, right? How are we driving folks into these locations? And ultimately what that means is that it meant measured store visits a cost per store visit, which was under $1, and an ROI at 15 to 1 measured by our platform. And in fact, this was actually measured by Placed, a third party who came in and validated the data that we had provided them. So again, it's just an example of a large national QSR coming to us with a solution, us providing it, and even not only using our technology, but overlaying a third party, which we integrate with all of them to validate the ROI in a program like this. My name is Casey Squier. I help run the Southwest region of Simplifi. I'd love to speak to anybody if they would like to learn more. Thank you for your time.